Okay. Looks like some people are starting to come in. Let's just take a moment and sink into the room. As always, if anybody has anything they'd like discussed, they're welcome to put it in the chat. But other than that, let's just kind of come to a stop. Shift your attention to the forehead and crown. Let your senses take in this exact moment. Its sights, its sounds. Get out of your head and into this moment. All day, you've been reaching outside of this moment. And you've been doing it to try and find resolution, peace, to find yourself back in an open, free middle space. But it never works. This moment is the antidote you're looking for. And the irony is, mostly you only look for it by reaching outside of this moment. Go ahead and just show up. To get into the moment, there are two roads. One is to hold yourself in the moment, to attach yourself tightly to it, and when the mind tries to wiggle free, you don't let it. That's the road of concentration. It's where some people need to start. The problem with it is it takes energy. It's not sustainable. The other road, the better road, is to simply stop pulling against yourself. Stop reaching outside of this moment. And just take all of your free faculties and stop using them to escape. It's hard for a lot of people to do because everything you do all day is some attempt to escape. And what most people don't realize is that what they're trying to escape is actually themselves, their own mind, their own interpretation of the world around them. They think they're escaping the world because they think the world is the problem. But what you're really trying to escape is your perception of the world, the meaning that you've assigned to everything, the toxic assumptions that linger over every moment. You're exhausting yourself. And so you're always looking for the next shiny thing. You're always looking for another way out. The answer that you discover once a week in this class is that not escaping feels better than what you think you're going to get if you escape. It's not an upswing. It's a sustainable burn where there's enough energy and mental resource for everything you need. The more time you spend in this moment, the better things get. Because as you stop trying to escape, all of that energy that you were spending on that becomes available in this moment. There's an initial surge of peace. Just from relinquishing the obvious distractions. But then there's layers of habits and addictions, stuck memories. Those are all the things that you moved on from without really moving on. You didn't face them. You didn't integrate them. You were just trying to escape them. And so life just continued to evolve. And so they sit there just like layers of sedimentary rock, pushing their vibe up to the surface, but you don't even always know that that's what you're feeling. So you don't even always know how to fix what you're feeling. But the more you can relax in this moment, one by one, those layers start to release. They flash something on the screen of the mind, and you either follow it down a rabbit hole or you push it away But if instead you just let it be there, that layer can start to clean. Just let it have its expression. Don't be afraid to see it on its own terms. Even if it says something bad about you. Go ahead and let it be in the space. Keep your eyes open. Keep your attention at the forehead and crown. Resist nothing. And one by one, those layers will clear. If you do that long enough, you'll start to catch imagery from other lives. Some of them will be parallel existences that you're living right now. Others will be past lives, which is really just another flavor of parallel existence. Mostly you'll see them in your sleep. It'll be like a dream where you're somewhere, but you know everything about that place. If you're in a house, you wake up and maybe you didn't go upstairs in the dream, but you know every room that's up there. You know all your friends in that realm. Because this part of you is connected to that part of you at a deep level. You're able to see it when you clear down, clear down, clear down. And again, that clearing is not a sweeping, it's not an activity. It's actually something you stop doing. You stop looking away. You stop resisting. You just make space for it. The pain, the anger, the betrayal. This is what meditation can give you. We live in a world where everybody's kind of insane. My world has a storm of people's feelings that is constantly blowing through. And I imagine yours does too. And so you do your best not to resist it, but it does feel like you spend a lot of time just kind of waiting for it to pass. That's why you do need dedicated time every day where you're just by yourself long enough that you can let go of whatever responsibilities came before so that you can just let things clean out the way we do in this class. So if you've fallen away from a daily practice, I would invite you to return to it, even if it's just 15 minutes. If you just leave it up to the universe is not going to clean you up. Or it'll take many, many, many lifetimes. So right now, we're going to step back into meditation. Not to get away from the things you were feeling today. Not to get away from your painful stories. But to let go of this lie that we need to constantly resist everything painful. You've put aside some time. People aren't filling your space with their stuff. So place your attention at the forehead and crown, eyes open. Let your senses take in the room around you. And just breathe. And when the imagery from a layer comes up to try and distract you, don't push it away and don't play with it. Just let it be there. Let the winds of your breath interact with it and move it through. If there's something you need to realize, you'll realize it. If it just needs to move through, it just needs to move through. And there's nothing to figure out. Let's do that now. This doesn't have to be hard. Let easy things be easy. Stay within this moment. This moment can clean the layers, but only if you stay here. those stuck parts of your past, if you make space for them in this moment, they will appear. And they'll be out of sync with who you are today. And so they'll spin themselves out and disappear. If you don't, they will sit below the surface, releasing aberrant energy, out of sync energy, into the moments that you live. It'll trip up your timing. It'll trip up your luck. It'll get in the way of things that need to flow to you. If you're a gracious enough host, your guest will figure out on their own that they need to leave. Make space for the feeling. Let it be there in all of its glory. Let it do what it needs to do, and then it'll leave. One of you has a lot of shame feelings around interactions you've had with certain people. People who have disapproved of your actions in some way. You don't have to fix that for them. You made the meal. You're not responsible for whether or how they eat it. You created the moment. You're not responsible for whether or not they hang on to it. You're accountable in the sense that you will feel their feelings. But it's not important that they like you. It's not important that they understand you. They lived out a moment with you. Okay? You put that part of yourself on the plate. They can eat it or not. They can eat it and criticize it. They can eat it and love it. They can decide not to eat it. And you don't have to figure any of that out. You just be you and keep growing. Even when you were wrong. Even when you were harmful. You can let it go. The funny thing is, if you let it go, they'll be able to let it go. Because you re-enliven it in them every time you brood over it. We just aren't that disconnected. Some days I wish we were. So let the feeling be in the space. Let it spin and writhe and do whatever it needs to do, but you stay out of it. Even the worst energy situation is just something perfect that got all kind of crumpled up and distorted, and all it wants is to release that crumple. Its natural state is to just open back up. You're lamenting over the crumple as holding the crumple in place. You're using your personal energy to keep something crumpled and stuck. Just let it be free in the space, and it will open back up. It won't even have to disappear. It'll become indistinguishable from the surroundings. Really, it'll be a part of you returned to yourself. But you have to let it happen. All these little crumpled wads of distorted perfection trapped inside your layers. Are there any questions about any of that? This week, I invite you to return to your daily spiritual practice. And if you've been doing it, I invite you to return to it anew. To take it back up as if you just got interested again. If it's become something kind of dead, something kind of obligatory, then you're not really doing it. It should feel like this. When you sit down to meditate, you are stepping into the solution. Sit there, open up, and let your layers start to clear. You begin with 15 minutes. As you become curious, you can sit for longer. All right, anyone? If people don't have questions, I think I'm gonna close up just a little bit early, okay? I will be here next Thursday, and I hope you all have a great week. Bye.
Thank you, Liam. Love you all. Awesome, as always.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.